Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chandelier, aka Chandelier the Esthetician. Today I'm going to be doing a facial that's designed to treat hyperpigmentation, which is the dark spots that are kind of left after acne. If you're not sure, welcome back. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. You guys know it's been a minute since I've made a facial video, so you better hit the thumbs up button. Alright guys, so starting out the facial, I'm going in with my Ultra Gentle Cleanser from Face Reality. You guys know this is a stan account for Face Reality. I love their products. It has done so much for my acne clients and so much for myself personally. Like, I use this line as well. So it is one of the lines that I like to carry in my spa. So going in, really doing a good job of doing a deep cleanse. The first thing that I absolutely love the most about this facial protocol is I spend a little extra time than normal on the cleanse, and it's typically because my clients who are dealing with this particular issue when it comes to like congestion or acneic skin, they can really benefit from a nice deep cleanse. So that's what you see me doing here. Throughout this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys things that I have adapted in my own personal practice. These are not things that anybody has ever told you to do. I have made this decision on my own since I've been doing skincare and working in my solo spa. There are just things that you learn along the way that you're like, they didn't talk about this in school. And I'm not saying that they should, because I think everybody's different. So what I'm doing for this facial is specifically designed because I know my client's skin. Like, I have been seeing her for over 2 years at this point, and like, I know her skin like I know my skin. So I know what her skin can handle, and I'm saying that because it may be different than what you've learned in school. So, like I said, we spent a little bit longer, about a minute longer cleansing than I normally would. And then I'm going in and I'm really securing my towel on the face, and doing a pretty decent job of making sure that my client can feel like the warmth. I like to press this towel into the skin. My biggest ick is people who don't like press the towel in. And I'm talking about myself in the beginning, just for the record. I recently had a facial and that happened to me, and it was so uncomfortable. I was like, ooh, like, girl, push it onto the face, So that's why it's important to go get services from other providers so you can kind of experience like the facial and, just key takeaways. So now I'm taking the cleanser off. I do this in 3 steps. I do the forehead, the cheeks, and then the chin. Some people do this like kind of back and forth motion with the towel, like they're kind of like wiping the product off. I like to wrap my hand in the towel and then wipe product off. That way, I just feel like I have a firmer grip and I have a little bit more control. Now, you do you, boo. Okay? You do what works for you. So look at the client. Her skin is already benefiting from just the cleanse, girl. So we are going in with one of my OG enzymes. I actually use a couple other enzymes in my treatment room, but this one here is what is the big guns. Like, it is my extra strength enzyme therapy enzyme from BioElements. I've used this enzyme before on my channel, and girl, I ain't gonna stop because I love the way that it softens up the skin and prepares it for extractions. And really, I don't have to do a lot of work when it comes to extractions. I feel like in the beginning, when I first started doing facials and I was dealing with extractions, this is one of the biggest mistakes I made. I would not let the product sit long enough on the skin so that it could do its job. And I realized that something that I felt like I constantly had to be moving and shaking and doing all these things, like putting product on, taking product off, another hot towel. Like, I felt like I had to boom, boom, boom. No, girl. The client came because, one, you're an expert in your field of craft, in your field of study. But the other reason is because of the fact that, like, you know what you're talking about. And if the product that you're using is a professional product, this is something they wouldn't have access to at home. So you need to really make sure that you're letting product sit on the face. This is advice I would have gave myself. Even when I look back at my old videos, I'm like, girl, now, did the product sit? Because so yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And then I like to work the product in a little bit. I don't do this like super pressured. It's actually a pretty light touch that I do this, because this is a very activated enzyme. Like, it has cinnamon and papaya and all these things that are going to get activated on the face. Like, cinnamon is spicy, girl. So keep that in mind. So then I let the skin sit with steam, bring in a nice hot towel, you know, the star of the show, and I steam a little bit. For clients, I don't like to use a lot of steam in my practice personally. Like, it's not my preferred method, but it depends on their skin. Because I know her skin and I've been treating it for so long, I know that her skin can handle the steam and it's not going to cause any issues for her. But I'm always really cautious when I bring in a new client, like how much steam we're actually using, because as much as I love it, it's not a necessity to get good results. But in this case, again, this facial is designed for people who have acne, people who have dealt with congestion. So now we're doing our extractions. And instead of just like taking the product off and then doing extractions, I'm using my Sono Silk from Zimmets. This device, I think, is like $130, $150. One of my favorite devices. There's a lot of controversy between skin scrubbers, especially if you study corneotherapy. The stratum corneum is very sensitive, and so using something like this, you need to be a professional. Like, I've seen videos on TikTok and all this shit where people are just like pressing this into their skin. They have no idea what they're doing, and that is where things get a problem. That's where things become an issue. So I personally recommend, if you are someone who's not a licensed professional and you haven't studied the intricacies of skin, do not do this. This is only for someone like myself, someone who's licensed, someone who's educated. Plain and simple. So now that I've done my extractions, I'm going in and I'm actually removing the product from the face. Girl, you see this shit? Now I'm going in with a hydrating enzyme. So I know you're probably thinking to yourself, like, this is a lot of exfoliation. And it is. We are getting my girl ready for her birthday. And she came to me and she's like, hey, I just want to bust out like this last little bit. This is my go-to for clients who have been consistent, who have seen me monthly, and who have a very dedicated, very religious skincare routine. I would not do this on anyone who was not doing those things. Okay, guys, I moved, so my voice might sound different, but it's still the same person. Drop a comment if you're enjoying this video so far. Make sure you share this video, you guys. I'm on a journey to 10,000 subscribers, and I literally will not get there if you don't share this video. So help you, girl. Okay, so let's talk about the hydrating enzyme, because girl, I am in love with this enzyme. Because it's I wouldn't really consider, I mean, it is an enzyme, but I wouldn't really consider it like an aggressive enzyme. This is like a baby enzyme for anyone who's like a beginner or just getting started in facials. Like your client is just starting out in facials. This is a safe enzyme for most every client I've ever used it on. I've never actually had an issue with it, to be completely honest. It's very gentle, very mild, but packs a punch, bitch. It works so good. Like, the skin literally feels baby smooth afterwards. And so I'm kind of tucking her in to another nice, relaxing, warm towel. We are still steaming the face because we do still have another enzyme going, but this is a wrap. And also, I want you to know the steam is not directly on my client. It's actually cascading above the face. I've stopped really applying steam directly to the face just because, like, you can get the moisture in the air. Like, so what you see right now is, it seems like I'm just steaming her face like head on, but it's really more so hitting the camera than anything. And then I also have what is that thing called? A humidifier. So I also have a humidifier that keeps moisture in my air in the spa for my plants, but also for my dry ass skin and my dry ass clients. So we stay hydrated and skin is in. Okay, that's what we be doing. So now that we're taking this product off, this really just kind of seals in everything, like all of the work that we've been doing this entire facial. It's now really starting to show. You can see that her skin is looking nice and bright and even toned. And I'm actually going to, if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'm going to sit down and have a chat with you guys, but I'm also going to show you guys where we started, where her skin started when she came to me. So after this, I'm going to show you what, like the very first video, not the first video, but like the very first pics of her skin. There is a video though, so I'm going to show that too. So let's talk about this. I'm going to do my facial massage. I'm a firm believer in utilizing a very, very light oil. In this case, I'm actually doing, I think it's called Bear Oil. It's from BioElements. Don't quote me on the name. But it's a very light oil. And I'm going in and I'm just doing a little massage, really relaxing my client. You can get corrective skincare without feeling like you can't relax. Like you can still relax during the facial treatment. So the point of controversy is using some type of oil on acneic skin. People say like, oh my gosh, you don't need to use oil on skin that has acne because that's going to make it worse. That is a lie. That is not true at all. I think it's true to some degree if like you're somebody who's trying to figure out skincare on your own, you're not educated and you haven't studied skin, so maybe you shouldn't be like just diving into adding oil to your skin if it's dealing with breakouts. However, our skin needs a balance. It's called homeostasis and it needs oil. This is what helps add to the water resistance. This is what helps with locking in moisture to prevent transepidermal water loss. So your skin does need oil to a certain degree. You just need to be knowledgeable about what type of oil you're using, making sure that you're removing product from the face thoroughly, and just, again, trusting a professional. This is the reason. No, I'm kidding. So I did that and I was looking at her and I was like, you know what? And this is where I was talking about, this is a edit that I made that you probably won't learn at school. The school's going to be like, you already did extractions, you're done. I was looking at her nose, you guys. I know her skin. I've done her facial a million times. I'm going to go in with a little hydrodermabrasion real quick and just take out any little extra that I'm seeing on her nose, because like I said, we're prepping for her birthday. Like I want her looking like that girl. So this is a little extra thing that I wanted to add in. She didn't book this particular type of facial, so I didn't do a hydrodermabrasion on her entire face. That's why I didn't do it. But obviously I have the device here. I'm not going to not use something that I can see right in this moment could help my client. So, and I like to do this if I feel like the nose needs a little extra love, but I can't do it all in one time. So like, for example, earlier we did extractions and I try to keep extractions to 5 minutes, and I do. But like if I'm going through the facial a little later and I'm like, you know what, I can do just a little bit more. Like we're going to push it just a little bit more. I'm going to push it, bitch. And so that's what I'm doing. And I like to do this while the towel is still on the face because I don't know, I just feel like it's more relaxing than the goggles. So yeah, now that I've done that, I am using an astringent just to make sure that I don't leave anything behind. And so, yeah, now I'm going to prep my oxygen therapy gun. And the serum that I'm using, I get a lot of questions about it. It's from Zimit's. I don't really know how to say the name, you guys, so I'm just going to say it really fast. I'm going to pretend like I said it right. It's the Luminoxy serum. It's that one. And it's like Luminoxy, Luminoxy, whatever. That's the serum that I'm using for my oxygen gun. We are bringing out the goggles. The only step I didn't show you guys is my soothing reset mist. This is a mist that I use just to kind of tone out the skin. I'm not a huge user of toners because the products I use are already pH balanced, but you know, I do like to use it after I've done some kind of aggressive stuff. So now we're doing my favorite thing, oxygen therapy. I love oxygen therapy. Oh my gosh. If there's product left after I put it on the client, bitch, I spray it on me, because we're not wasting any product. And it's such a good, like, benefit for the face, for the skin. It's just so glowy, so hydrated. Now I'm doing my moisturizer. Oh no, I was just pushing the oxygenated serum into the skin. Now I'm doing my moisturizer and sunscreen combo. This is the Ray Defense from BioElements as well. So it's my favorite sunscreen, to be completely honest. My clients love it. I've never had a client bring it back. I have had clients bring back other sunscreens, for the record. We're not going to talk about it today, but people should be getting brought back. So this is the one that I use. This is the one that I sell to my clients. And yeah, she looks so good. Oh my gosh. I'm just so proud of how far her skin has came. Now I'm showing you guys on the screen, you know, where her skin started and where we are today. And this is just a testament that you have to trust the process, stay consistent, and all of those amazing things. And she looks so good. Like, oh my gosh. Skincare, y'all. It'd be doing it. Anyways, I'm going to move into my sit down talk video portion for you guys, give you guys some life updates, things that are happening with me. So make sure you keep on watching, because this is going to talk about some of the changes that are coming up for me. So yeah, let's get ready to go into that. All right, guys. So I have wrapped up, and I'm going to chat with you guys. I haven't done a sit down video in a little while, and there's a reason. Life has been happening, but I figure let's do a little catch up with me, shall we? So yeah, let me bring my chair over. All right, guys, so the last time we chatted, I was sharing some kind of personal things that were going on with my family and my mother-in-law's health. So I'm gonna just kind of rip this video off like a band-aid, because if I don't, I won't get back to it, and I know I need to get back to it. So let's see. So today is August 20th, and originally I had planned to make this whole like day in the life with me vlog over a month series. And honestly, I recorded a lot of content, but what ended up happening during that time, my mother-in-law's cancer did progress significantly to the point that she did have to go on hospice. And July 27th, she passed away. So things kind of were moving, but it was almost like I was in a time warp. Like things were moving really fast, but like every moment was ticking slowly. And she was really able to live a pretty happy life for several years with us. And just these past couple years, it just got so hard for her. And then we found out about the cancer that was so far along that it made sense, but there was just no fighting it for her. And it's kind of crazy because July 28th is when we lost Sizzle, my cat from last year, if you guys followed me. And a lot of you guys followed me from that video where I was sharing working during hard times. And I'm not trying to make hard time content. I just keep finding myself in those spaces. And I feel like I'm always a second away from crying. And it's just because, like, I am internally really sad right now. My house, it just feels empty without her. Like, we're missing one of our family members. And so I feel like I was in a state of shock as I was like moving and doing the things that I had to do. And even now, like making this content, I don't care, but I know that I do care. I just don't feel like I care right now. And I know that that's going to take time. And I feel like I'm always on here fucking crying. A big part of my journey is I have shared so much over this past couple years, so transparently that like it doesn't make sense not to share this moment, but it's such a hard moment to try to like move through because I just don't feel it. And I'm so grateful for my clients because like it's for those small pockets I'm able to escape like what we're feeling. And I'm really grateful for that. And everybody has given me a lot of grace and all of the amazing things. But I would be lying if I said that like I feel fine, because I don't. And it's really crazy how life just kind of keeps on moving. Like nothing stops. And yeah, so if you're curious why I hadn't made a video in so long, that's why. I don't feel obligated to explain. I more so want to share with you like what is happening in my life and what I am going through and how it impacts my business and my content, my approach towards content. I was working on this really great series for you guys, and I might still put it out if I find the energy to edit and put it together. But and then everything played out and it just halted me. So it sucks to make this video and share this unfortunate news with you guys, but I say that because there are going to be videos that you see where it does seem as though I'm doing okay, and that like, oh, she just is moving on. No, I'm not. I just have to. And I think that is the biggest lesson that I've learned out of this. I can't even talk about like the details of what did take place in her passing and just how much that was on me and Taylor. I pray that no one ever has to do what we just did for our family, for their family, because it's sad, but sad times do happen. Sad things happen in life, and I'm not even going to say like you just gotta pull up your bootstraps. You know, sometimes you're just doing things sad, and that's what it is. I can't tell you how many clients I have that have let me just cry on them during the facial, like not literally, but you know what I mean. Like I'm bawling and still doing the service. In fact, I had a massage therapist who massaged me, and her brother had just passed, and she came and did the service. And I was like, girl, do you want a second? And I mean, she was like, no, but she cried the whole time. But sometimes like that's just what you have to do. And we're human, and so that's what we do. And so yeah, that's what's going on in my life, and that's why I slowed up on making all of the amazing content that I have been making. And right now I am just in a place where I am trying to figure out what it is that I truly see myself doing in this life, and am I aligned with it? And I do feel like I am, but just making sure I'm showing up for myself and my family and my clients and my friends. And yeah, that is my priority list right now. So that's what I'm doing. That's what's going on with me. I am going to be speaking at the Esthetician Summit in Austin. Thanks to my dear friend Renee Rouleau. We did an interview together. It was so good. And I do plan on bringing back the Skin is In podcast. You guys love this podcast, and I did it during a time where I had a lot of ample free time, and unfortunately I don't really have that anymore. But I am going to prioritize it more than what I have had. But I do want to bring you guys really great content and free resources and continue to do that, time permitting. So those are my goals over the last half of the year. And then my other goal for the last half of the year is to take some of the pressure off of myself. Like, I am so ambitious, and I have this immense amount of drive that, like, I want to get here and I want to do this, and I can, you know, like, I think one of the things that people struggle with is they don't know how, or they're like, you know, they have a lot of self-doubt. I don't have those feelings. I do doubt myself, but I do it anyways. And I may not know how, but I try to learn. Like, I don't really give myself a lot of excuses as to why I'm not striving or achieving. But, you know, it really has put in perspective that I want to just do what I'm doing well now. And I want to love it. Like, I want to love it. Like, if this was my last day, I could say that I loved what I did today. And I loved how I maneuvered in the day. And, but yeah, so I still am going to be making day in the life content. I am going to be working on the series for you guys, and I'm going to be bringing back the podcast. However, I'm just not giving myself any time restraints or any timelines. I'm just going to do what I do. And so if you are looking for somebody who is being transparent and sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, I've always done this on my YouTube channel, then I'm your girl. I'm your gal. So I appreciate your guys' messages, all of the kind words that you guys have sent me. I want to do something with you guys, and I don't know what. I'm not really too sure how, but I do believe in manifestation, so you're hearing me talk about it right here first. That our community that we are building right here, we are 8,000 subscribers strong. The comment sections, you guys help each other in the comments. Like, I want to take it further. I want to do like live meetups, and I want to do virtual meetups. And yeah, so I do have a lot of big dreams and plans, but as of right now, I just want to be like the literally best version of myself. I want to show up for myself in whatever ways that I need myself to show up. So if that means I need more time, then I need more time. If that means that I need to stay busy and do XYZ, then I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so you know, something that I do often is I look back at my content and I look back at where I started, and I'm so grateful to have documented this, because I think about getting, you know, enrolled in school and going through that entire journey, looking for a job, and then getting my first job, and then getting some more jobs, and working in my craft, and going to all of these trade shows and working with skincare companies and equipment companies, and growing my YouTube following and becoming a better esthetician in person, and then building my clientele, and then moving my business to bigger spaces, negotiating larger contracts and brand deals. And I think about all of that, and I think back to a time of a version of myself that was too afraid, that was constantly worried about like how it was going to work or what, that stressed about money. Like, I think back to a version of myself that held on to things because I was money scared, which just means that like I was so confident that that was such a good thing that I just couldn't fathom not making that money anymore. And so much happened for me when I let go of those types of constructs and really allowed myself to believe in myself. Like, I think part of the issue sometimes is not like how or what or if or anything like that. The biggest issue is, what if it does amazing? And I think the fear of that possibility is so strong that we don't even realize that what we are afraid of most is we want it so bad, we want it to work out so bad that if it doesn't do exactly what we want, if it's not exactly perfect, then we don't do it. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Let go. Let go. Now, don't make some risky ass choices now, bitch. Pay your rent, okay? Don't let go of your rent money, okay? But sometimes things are an investment. Sometimes you're spending $200 on a dermaplaning course because you don't know, or sometimes you're taking a loan out for equipment because you don't know. And like, all of these things I've done. Sometimes it's good to sit back and reflect. And I just want to know, as you see me in my journey, are you taking the time to sit and reflect? Are you taking the time to really appreciate what all you have had to do to get to be the version that led you to this video right here? Have you taken the time to really say, wow, I started here, and then I did this, and I did that. Okay, that didn't work, but then I did this, and then I took a small second. I came back and I picked back up, but I had already done all of this, so I didn't need to start here. And now I've done that, this. Wow, here I am. Do you ever do that? It helps me with my anxiety. It helps me before I get on stage to speak or give advice or anything that I do. It helps me put life into perspective. Just telling you what I'm doing in my life that's working. And yeah, so hopefully it can help you in your journey. And if you feel connected to that, subscribe. Turn your notifications on so that when I post, you get an alert. When you're going up a hill, right? It's hard. And then you hit the top. And when you hit the top, it feels great. It's like, whoo, we made it. And going downhill happens so fast. It's kind of like when bad news happens, right? Like, good things happen and you're like, oh, I made it up this hill. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. And you're just fucking rock climbing your way up this bitch, right? And then you get up there and you're there, which I'm where so many estheticians want to be. I know this, right? I'm still not where I want to be, but I do recognize that a version of myself years ago couldn't wait to be where I am today. And I'm here. And then something happens, and just like that, you feel so low. Quick, fast, it goes. You gotta have highs and you gotta have lows in life, you guys. Because without either one, you're on a straight line and nothing is happening. So you gotta have something that makes you wanna go. And sometimes, as sad as these lows are, they help us not stay there. It's like, well, this is awful. I don't want to stay in this position. I'm going to do something to get myself out of this position. And for me, step one today was picking up my camera, recording like I normally do, like you're right here with me. I just love you guys so much. And I really just appreciate you guys so much for just being a part of my journey and for liking my videos and for dropping comments and then going to my Instagram and then telling me how much you love my content. Like, I look at 8,000 subscribers, which I don't even know how many I have exactly, but I know that we're coming into 8,200, and I can't wait to hit 10,000 subscribers. This has been such a huge, monumental goal of mine for many, many years. And to have done it without paying for a single bit of advertising or begging someone or sending out unsolicited videos. Like, I literally just post the content, and my audience, you guys, the people who need it, my friends, you find it. And that makes me feel really good that I'm making something that is helping you in some small way. I tell you guys, I'm so happy to be a part of your journey in any way that I can. And like, when I talk to you guys about like what I'm doing right now, which is like really finding out like what am I supposed to be doing, and am I doing that, this is a huge part of my purpose. And so thank you guys for helping me find that, and I hope that I can help you do the same. So thanks for watching. You don't have to go anywhere. I have an entire playlist. It's right here. Check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.